Good evening, students. How are you all? As you know that we are living at home due to lockdown. Every human being are in their home because of COVID-19. So I am also at my home, and I think that I should upload some videos for the welfare, for the knowledge of my dear students. And this is the humble request of my all students also. So I am going to talk about English literature. As you know that literature is the mirror of society. With the help of literature, we can achieve more knowledge, we can achieve a great knowledge. And in literature, in English literature, basically you can say that there are a lot of dramatists, a lot of novelists, a lot of poets, a lot of prose writer, fiction writer. But William Shakespeare, and he is my favorite also in English literature. Basically, I like him very much. William Shakespeare is supreme. You can say he is all in all. So I am going to deliver a lecture today about William Shakespeare. So first of all, William Shakespeare, one who reads a few of Shakespeare's great plays and then the meager story of his life is generally filled with a vague wonder. You can say he was a wonder person. He was a very brilliant person in his life. Here is an unknown country boy, poor and poorly educated according to the standard of his age, who arrives at the great city of London and goes to work at odd jobs in a theatre. He was very poor boy, and he was a, you can say, country boy. He was living in a very poor country. His father was very poor, and William Shakespeare, when he was a child, his life is spent in poor, and how he became so powerful in his life, you will know about this lecture. In a year or two, he is associated with scholars and dramatists, the master of their age, writing plays of kings and clowns, of gentlemen and heroes and noble women, of all whose lives he seems to know by intimate association. Meaning to say that he was living in the company of a good person, good man and good women. In a few years more, he leads all the brilliant group of poets and dramatists who have given undying glory of the age of Elizabeth. You can say he was living in the Elizabethan age, 16th, 17th century. You can say 16th century also. Plays after plays runs from his pen. He has written many kinds of plays, many kinds of, you can say 37 plays, you know very well, and many drama, many comedy, mighty dramas of human life and characters following one another so rapidly that good work seems impossible. Yet they stand the test of time, and their poetry is very popular. Their poetry is still unrivaled in any language. For all this great work, the author apparently care little, since he makes no attempt to collect or preserve his writings. A thousand scholars have ever since been busy collecting, identifying, classifying the works which his ima- imagination magnificent workman tossed aside to carelessly when he abandoned the drama and retired to his native village. He has a marvelously imaginative and creative mind, but he invents few, if any, new plots of stories. He simply takes an old play or an old poem, makes it over quickly, and do. This old familiar material glows with the deepest thoughts and tenderest feelings that ennoble our humanity. William Shakespeare was a very great person. Basically, probably, the truth of the matter is to found somewhere between these two extremes of his great genius. There can be no question, but there are other things to consider. As we have already noticed, Shakespeare was trained like his fellow workmen is as an actor, second as a revised of old plays, and last as an independent dramatist. He was very independent. He wrote many drama. He worked with the other playwrights and learned their secret. He was living in the company, very brilliant scholars, writers, poets, dramatists, and he worked with other playwrights and learned their secret. Like them, he studied the followed the public test, and his work indicates at least three stages, from his first somewhat crude experiments to his finished masterpieces. So it would then seem that in Shakespeare we have the result of hard work and of orderly human development quite as much as of transcendent genius. William Shakespeare lived very few years, 52 years only. And when we talk about his life, so William Shakespeare was born in 1564. William Shakespeare was born in 1564. You can say from the register of the Little Parish Church on Stratford-on-Avon, we learn that William Shakespeare was baptized there on the 26th of April 1564, as it was customary to baptize children on the third day of their after birth. The 23rd of the April, he is generally accepted as poet's birthday. His father his father was John Shakespeare, was a farmer's son, and the neighboring village of Snitterfeld, who came to Stratford about 1551 and began to prosper as trader in corn, maize, leather, and other agricultural products. William Shakespeare's father was John Shakespeare. He was also very poor person in his life, and he was a butcher. You can say he has a business of cloth. You can say meat, and his mother Mary Adam. William Shakespeare's mother's name was Mary Adam, was the daughter of a prosperous farmer, descendant from an old Warwickshire family of mixed Anglo-Saxon and Norman blood. In 1559, this married couple sold a piece of land, and the document is signed the Marquess of John Shakespeare. Of Shakespeare's education, we know little, except that for a few years he probably attended the indoor grammar school at Stratford, where he picked up a small Latin and less Greek. This is very good quotation. Small Latin and less Greek. This quotation uh, had been asked in many competitive examinations, and you can learn also this quotation: small Latin and less Greek, to which learned friend Ben Jonson refer. Ben Jonson referred this quotation: small Latin and less Greek. His real teachers, meanwhile, were the men and women and the natural influence which surrounded him. Stratford is a charming little village in beautiful Warwickshire, and near at hand were the Forest of Arden, camps and military roads to appeal powerfully to the boy's lively imagination. He was living in imagination. William Shakespeare was living in imagination. Every phase of the natural beauty of this exquisite region is reflected in Shakespeare poetry, just as his characters reflect the nobility and the littleness, the gossip, vices, emotions, prejudices, and traditions of the people about him. He has a versatile actor, you can say. He has a lot of scholarship, you can say, scholar person. He was a scholar person, a man of knowledge, a man of wit, a man of proper education. William Shakespeare's imagination was very great. He has written many novels, many drama, many tragedy. When Shakespeare was about 14 years old, his father lost his little property. He fell into debt. and the boy probably left school to help support the family of young children. How he suffered his life, what occupation he followed for the next 8 years in a matter of conjecture. From evidence found in his play, it is alleged with some show of authority that he was a country schoolmaster and a lawyer clerk, the character of Holofernes, loves, labors, last, you can say. Okay, so this is the small information about William Shakespeare life and his mother. His father's name was John Shakespeare and his mother's name was Mary Arden, and how William Shakespeare lived his life after his father's death. This is the small information, and he has written some drama, very well about this drama. If we talk about, so Merchant of Venice, As You Like It, Twelfth Night, Julius Caesar, Hamlet, Macbeth, Othello, King Lear, Antony and Cleopatra. The great tragedies of this period are associated with a period of gloom and sorrow in the poet's life, but of its cause we have no knowledge. It may have been this unknown sorrow which turned his thoughts back to Stratford and caused apparently a dissatisfaction with his work and profession. He was living in his profession, in his work. He has no any fear, and his work was also very great. If we talk about works of Shakespeare, so we will find that at the time of Shakespeare's death, 21 plays ex- existed in manuscripts in the various theatres. A few other had already been printed in quarto form, and the latter are the only publication that could possibly have made with the poet's own approval. More probably, they were taken down in shorthand by some listener at the play and then pirated by some publisher for his own profit. The first printed collection of his play, now called the First Folio, 1623, was made by two actors, Hemming and Condell, Condell. Notwithstanding this uncertainty, a careful reading of the plays and poems leaves us with an impression of four different periods of work, probably corresponding with the growth and experience of the poet's life. These are a period of early experimentation. It is marked by youthfulness and exuberance of imagination, by extravagance of language, and by the frequent use of rhymed couplets with his blank verse. This period dates from his arrival in London to 1595. Typical works of this first period are his early poems Love's Labour's Lost, Two Gentlemen of Verona, and Richard III. A period of rapid growth and development from 1595 to 1600. This is second period. Such plays as The Merchant of Venice, Midsummer Night Dream, As You Like It, and Henry IV are written in this period, so more careful and artistic work, better plots, and a marked increase in knowledge of human nature. Third period is of gloom and depression from 1600 to 1607, which marks a full maturity of the powers. What caused this evident sadness is unknown, but it is generally attributed to some personal experience coupled with the political misfortunes of his friends Essex and Southampton. The sonnets with their note of personal disappointment, Twelfth Night, which is Shakespeare's farewell to mirth. Twelfth Night is a very good architecture, you can say, of William Shakespeare. This is William Shakespeare's farewell to mirth, and his great tragedies Hamlet, King Lear, Othello, and Macbeth. Remember this: Hamlet, King Lear, Othello, and Macbeth. This is the four great tragedies of William Shakespeare: Hamlet, Macbeth, King Lear, and Othello. And Julius Caesar also belong to this period, a period of restored serenity, of calm after a storm, which marked the last years of poets' literary work. The Winter's Tale and the Tempest. Listen, The Winter's Tale and the Tempest are the best of his little plays, but they all show a falling off from his previous work and indicate a second period of experimentation with the taste African public. So this is a fourth period, you can say, fourth period. And if we talk about classification according to dramatic type, so we will find that many kinds of comedies, tragedies, and historical plays. Comedies: Merchant of Venice, Midsummer Night Dream, As You Like It, In It Winter's Tale, The Tempest, and Twelfth Night. Tragedies: Romeo and Juliet, Macbeth, Hamlet, King Lear, and Othello. Historical plays: Julius Caesar, Richard III, Henry IV, Henry V, Coriolanus, and Antony and Cleopatra. Shakespeare's place and influence. Shakespeare's place and influence was good, and he has written two poetry also, you can say. William Shakespeare has written two poetry, Venus and Adonis and Rape of Lucrece also. He has written two poems. So this is the small information about William Shakespeare. And if you listen very carefully this video, and William Shakespeare was the greatest novelist, dramatist, poet also, and he was born in 1564 and he has died in 1616. He has lived only 52 years. This is very small age of a little life, but in this 52 years he has given a lot of information about the English literature. Today William Shakespeare tragedy, comedies are taught all over the university by most important and most prominent professors like Hamlet, Macbeth, Othello, King Lear. All the children are going to study of his tragedies, comedies, and we will read comedy, tragedy. So in this comedy and tragedy, there is a good information about society also. When the student touch the text of William Shakespeare's great written manuscript, so they acquire good knowledge how to live in society, what is our important of work in our society. So William Shakespeare was a great person, was a great poet, was a great dramatist in 16th century in the Elizabethan age. So in the next video I will teach about some other poets, dramatists. Thank you very much and good night.